Rest in peace, CryptoBlades. Once it used to make a lot of people a lot of money, but now it only makes only a small amount of money. And everyone thinks it's the end of an era. But I'm here to prove you wrong. Have you guys noticed that right now CryptoBlades is not as profitable as it used to be? Every time you fight, you're making around about 0.01 skill, which only works out to be about $1. Well, actually a lot less than $1 if you look at the price of skill today. With price being much lower and also with the network being really congested, that it's a problem. But it's interesting because compared to yesterday when the price of skill was actually sitting around like the 125s, we were still making 0.01 skill per fight. Now I actually was successful in some fights and we were actually making 0.014, which is a 40% increase, but that's because the price of skill has fallen. Why is there a fluctuation? Understanding that will help you stay in this game that I think will stay profitable into the future. So what is actually controlling the rewards that you can get? Is because of this thing called the Oracle. The price Oracle's purpose is to balance the skill payout gain through combat, along with minting and reforging costs to current dollar value of skill. This means that the following will happen if the dollar value per skill increases, all right? The skill payouts will decrease. Mint character costs less skill. Mint weapon costs less skill. Reforge costs less skill, guys. In the last month, we've actually seen a massive moon of skill currency. In the last 3-4 days, right? That's when we were making like 0.04 skill per fight. That's a whopping 4 times more than what we are making today. And because of it, the Oracle has reacted. And the point of doing that is to keep the dollar value of what you make per day on your team the same or as similar as it can be. So the only thing that I would pay strong attention on the CryptoBlades game is this thing called the earnings calculator. It's found under combat and under your level, and you press this button that says earnings calculator. Once you open up the earnings calculator, it'll bring forward the weapon that you already have and the element and the level at which your player is registered to, and then you should be able to see a calculation already in there. That is $29.60 we can make per day. Yes, this is a significant decrease from what we used to see 3 or 4 days ago. But guess what, guys? That was when Oracle was still adjusting to the price on its average values. Now that it's come down, what we can expect in the future is that if there are more players that are coming into the platform to play this game, Oracle will have another moment of its calibration where there will be a gap for you to make more money per day. Not to mention, if you are going to make more than $100 a day on a mere $500-600 investment and you thought that was going to be consistent, well guys, like how great of a life do you live? So this kind of volatility is obviously something that we expect in the cryptocurrency market that we understand is volatile. So what is actually happening in the CryptoBlades world? Are people leaving? Are people joining in? What does the future look like? I've mentioned previously there's a congestion on the actual game itself, but that's because it's trying to handle 20 million fights per day. You have 4 characters in your team. Let's say on a daily basis, you just use up all of their stamina, which being 200 and per fight being 40 stamina. Then there is 5 fights per character. Times that by 4, that's 20 fights that you're gonna have per team. There's roughly about 750,000 CryptoBlade players every day. Staminas fill itself more than once per day, which means 20 million plus fights, equivalent to 20 million plus transactions, is being conducted on the Binance Smart Chain network, and all from one game that is CryptoBlades. And Binance Smart Chain right now can only transact about 14 transactions per block, which means it is a very heavy load that CryptoBlades is adding onto the Binance Smart Chain. Not to mention, Binance Smart Chain is actually handling demand and load from other transactions, such as PancakeSwap and other NFT-based games or NFT-based transaction marketplaces that exist in the world right now. Okay, so there's no doubt that there's enough people playing the game right now. Will it have more people playing right now? Well, of course it will. Here is a video of me talking about CryptoBlades and the amount of views and the likes that it received. That accounts for roughly about 1/3 of the user base of CryptoBlades. And not to mention, there's another influencer on TikTok that's been doing really well in the NFT play to earn space, and that's Kim. And she has amassed a massive amount of views teaching people how to make $20,000 a month on CryptoBlades. Not quite possible at the moment, but back then it was very possible, and her strategy is extremely helpful. Okay, so there's no doubt that there is enough hype and people want to join into this game. You might say, no, it didn't used to earn as much, so it's probably not so lucrative for new users, but wait for it because I'm going to do a comparison. But it's at this point that I want to stop and make sure that you guys smash the like button, make sure you guys subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you can stay updated on some of the coolest things on cryptocurrency. Okay, so with the cryptocurrency skill, the dollar skill, it actually got recently listed on gate.io, and the management of CryptoBlades have recently announced that they'll be making skill tradable available on one of the top 5 crypto exchanges. And CryptoBlades being built on Binance Smart Chain already, could Binance be one of those centralized exchanges? Because cryptocurrencies, when they announced that they'll be listed on major exchanges, will moon leading up to the news. Be that as it may, right now, I think that CryptoBlades are making still pretty good money. I bought my team. My weapons were around about 1.5, 1.7 skill. My characters were around 0.6 skill each. That being the case, I'm going to add 1.7 skill for the weapon and 2.8 skills for my team. Add it all up, that's about 4.5 skill. At around about $100, $120 per skill, that's around about a $500 investment. And as you can see on my calculator, even with the very bad returns that we're getting right now that everyone's complaining about, we are still clocking it at $29 per day that we can make on CryptoBlades. Now let's actually do the math. A lot of people are playing AXIE Infinity right now, yes? Most people will generate around about 150 SLPs per day. And with SLP clocking in at around about 25 cents per pop, and that's not a bad estimation because SLP has been quite stable around about that price point. The amount of actual dollars that you can make with AXIE Infinity is around about $30 to $35. Now think about this. How much money did I spend on my CryptoBlades and how much money am I actually making from it? How much money did I spend to create a team in AXIE Infinity and how much money am I making from it? With CryptoBlades, my investment was around $500 to $600 USD, but every day I can consistently make around about $29 per day. No, I'm not happy with it, but that's what I can make. Versus AXIE Infinity, if I wanted to jump into that project right now, I'd have to spend at least $2,000 on my AXIE Infinity team. And every day on 150 SLPs, I'll be clocking in around about that $35, $37 per day. Now think about it. In this environment of NFT play to earn games, CryptoBlades is still a better bang for your buck investment than what AXIE Infinity is. And yet people are playing AXIE Infinity every day. And the more expensive the AXIE teams become, the more people that are going to be considering alternatives to actually make a better bang for their buck. Not to mention the AXIE Infinity gameplay itself is actually a lot more time consuming than CryptoBlades itself, because CryptoBlades, let's face it, there really isn't a graphic movement of the characters. It's just buttons that you're clicking and you're earning money based on the statistical advantage that you have against the enemies.
Watch this video if you want to make money with cryptos, and watch that to watch me. Oh, fucking.